Right, good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday to everybody. We have liftoff. Everything's looking good this morning. So we will go ahead and kick things off pretty much immediately, starting off with our intro. So my name is Jared. This is Engineering the Market. It is August 23rd, 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look back at last week, talk about some of the events that took place in the market from technical perspective, along with some up and coming activities this week. And finally, just kind of talk about where we are, some opportunities showing up, and obviously what's next. Okay, so quick recap. Last week, I brought up on Thursday's session the idea that the marketplace had been extended past its normal option-based expected move. And normally when we talk about these concepts, we're going to be referring to the SPX, which is the S&P 500 index. We often refer to the weekly expected move, which I often mark using just the manual horizontal lines and those price levels. And the idea that because markets tend to work in certain dynamics, whenever you're inside the expected move, the marketplace is relatively calm. It is within expectations, hence volatility tends to be a bit contracted. You'll see slower price movements throughout that time frame, and often the volatility exists within transitions from the upper end or the lower end of the expected move, almost like a trading range. But whenever the market does exceed the expected move, volatility tends to expand. It's like a rubber band being in a calm state, then going into a more expanded state in the market. And on Thursday's session, we had opened up near two times the expected move for the week. We had expanded twice what the option marketplace had dictated was the expectation at the beginning of the week. I found this kind of interesting as well. When we opened the week last week, the marketplace expected about a $50 or 50 point move in the SPX. So when we opened up at about 4468 in the SPX, $50 up or down was what the option market dictated was normal or expected. On Thursday, due to the fact that we had such heightened volatility, the remaining 2 days of the marketplace, the expected move expanded up to 60 points, which means the option marketplace said that in the next 2 days, we have a higher likelihood of moving wider than the entire week. So that, of course, was led by the additional volatility we saw Thursday and Friday. And ultimately, we had a couple scenarios. If the market could hold the 2 sigma range, about 4368, and more notably, from a technical perspective, we had a very clear trend, horizontal support and trading range low. This was a balance area that occurred in the market prior. If we could hold these levels, then ultimately marketplace could easily return back to the upper, uh, or I should say the lower edge of the expected move, which is the upper target, about 4418. We did that exactly on Thursday. You'll notice the range of this candle touches these levels pretty much precisely. And then, of course, on Friday, we were able to recover back into the expected move. So outside of directionality, what we're seeing here is the marketplace's willingness to also return to volatility contraction quite quickly. And that was, of course, before this information was present last week. The alternate thesis, of course, being if we had lost 2 sigma, or if we had started to just simply fade lower, the marketplace has a dynamic where instead of it becoming more oversold, leading to the potential for a higher sort of dead cat bounce or imbalance in the market, the dynamic is that the market will actually sell into the selling pressure and ultimately leading to oftentimes a 3 sigma expected move expansion. So marketplace did not do sort of the outlier event. We had the very more probable event occur. And ultimately, the market not only recovered this range, but also traded higher. So now we can go ahead and remove these because they're no longer relevant. We can see what the expected move looks like this week and ultimately move forward with a new expectation of price movement. Remember, easiest way to do this is to obviously market prior to the market open on Monday and just grab this information before during the weekend or after market close on Friday. But if you ever do miss that window of opportunity or simply have this tool available, you can go into Think Back. You can pull up SPX and you can look at the Friday expiration, which is the 27th for this week. You'll see that on the 27th, we have about a $67.71 expected move for the SPX. And we closed the SPX last week at about 4441. So being able to mark the upper and lower expected move based on the close of the SPX along with the Friday expiration. And this, of course, can be done with any option series, but week to week, we like to mark the one that's most relevant, along with it being a Friday expiration that coincides with things like the SPY Friday expiration, which happens to be one of the higher volume series within the week. So marketplace was able to recover. We had a lot of very simple rebounds inside of our main index products. If we look at something like the NQ futures, we can see that a lot of our markets either came close to or held precisely around where the expectation of buying demand has been in this market, which has been the 50-period moving average. We're seeing the NDX both recover from this level, and additionally, just the fact that the selling has not been very strong outside of a couple of periods of liquidation. We ultimately do not have strong sellers in this market, and that has been shown time and again by these rebounds, along with the fact that sellers are unwilling to hold for additional downside gains. We're simply seeing buyers continue to facilitate the psychological demand of these moving averages. And that, of course, can be seen with the NASDAQ in the QQQs, albeit within the QQQ chart, it'll look as if we actually did not test this moving average. The futures indicate that we did. And as we shift into some of our other indexes, we can see that a general strength returned to the market on Thursday and Friday. The likes of IWM putting in the potential for an engulfing structure on the daily. We are, of course, back down at the lower end of our trading range. And ultimately, with these rebounds off the trading range, the most likely sort of conservative target for the upside has been VPOC, which, as we've looked at many times before, we pull up our volume profile and see that over the course of 2021, inside of this trading range, this has been the dominant price level for the market to return to. So anytime we have trading opportunities in the IWM, ultimately this is the conservative target, along with the upper end of the trading range being a more aggressive target from low to high. Obviously, if we return to the upper end, that'll be the opposite scenario. And of course, our Dow with some of our more heavy inflationary stocks, we saw once again demand returning into this from high to low at the 50 period. So similar to the NASDAQ, but ultimately structurally different, the Dow was able to recover at the 50. And so far, we haven't cleared back above the 20, but we are once again testing the upper end of a previous longer term trading range. A closure, especially a stronger closure above, would potentially signal the next leg higher in the Dow. So, some things that we were watching, they're worth mentioning due to the fact that they continue to sort of dictate where focus should be in this market and ultimately signaling some potential longs or shorts in terms of certain industries and sectors, specifically the dollar. The US dollar has been an area of interest for quite a while. We've seen a lot of sort of counter trend strength in the past couple of months. This is, of course, with the larger theme that the dollar has been in sort of a longer term downtrend, but of course, the potential for these counter rallies to occur against the larger trend. We do have sort of a cup and handle formation in the dollar. We've seen a lot of, I would say, structural support near the 89 to $90 range, or I should say levels. And then ultimately, a clearing of about 93.2 was a short-term signal that we might have some additional extension up into 94. Now, the dollar ultimately can put pressure on the equities market, assuming that certain industries are actually inversely correlated to the dollar. So the strong dollar can, of course, hurt things like, um, commodities. It can also hurt things like crude. And what we've been seeing in crude for a period of time is relative weakness against a longer term strength in the energy sector. Energy still remains one of our strongest year to date sectors overall, but crude specifically has had some difficulty recovering from a top that occurred back in early July. You can see this morning that we are having sort of a counter trend bounce against this longer sell-off that has been occurring for about, let's just call it 2 to 3 weeks. We are seeing maybe a bit of a recovery here. And when you think about this recovery in context to what the dollar has done over the past 2 days, it may be signaling that the dollar's breakout doesn't have the type of strength needed to continue. We of course watch this as we are once again at sort of a back test inflection point. We're at these highs, these breakout highs that just occurred, and now we are back testing. This is sort of the moment of truth. If the dollar wishes to hold here, I expect continuation into the 94 level, and ultimately the bounce in crude may have some short-term pressure against the counter trend move. So ultimately, if crude is to recover, we'd want to see dollar fail on that back test and return into a lower trading price range as it was prior. That can of course be countered, or I guess that can be leveraged inside of today's trading with regards to the energy sector. Crude is strong this morning. Energy is seeing a bit of a bounce, and there are quite a few stocks on our gappers list which are gapping up to the tune of 2+%. So inside of today's trading, energy might be an area to watch, as we do have sort of the conditions for sort of a momentum move to the upside, assuming all of these things are in alignment. We also want to just talk about some of the movement inside of metals. Obviously, the theme continues. Dollar strength has led to a lot of gold weakness. Gold also does not necessarily like a rising interest rate. And ultimately, those two in combination have put a lot of downside pressure inside of gold and specifically some of the metals market. Um, while gold has been more volatile, and we've certainly seen pretty sharp liquidation sell-offs to support levels, we also just want to note that this is more widespread in regards to copper, which did confirm sort of a head and shoulder breakdown. We're seeing a bit of recovery at the 200, but keep this one definitely on guard in terms of we have had some longer term selling signals along with some potential distribution in this market. That has, of course, affected some of our equities that trade with copper, something like Freeport McMoran, seeing a lot of downside pressure last week. Keep in mind that while this might not look like too much of a drop, this was approximately about an 18% decline in the stock in the terms of a week. So these are crash percentage numbers inside of some of these stocks, albeit we can be sort of, I would say, taken away from that in terms of the relative chart. These are wide ranges in these stocks, and from high to low, these are drastic percentage declines. So there have been some heavy hits in the metals market, and that has sort of international effects along with the pressure that we're seeing with yields and with the dollar. Keeping these on watch and knowing some of these correlations can kind of help you guide whether certain setups may succeed, may fail, and ultimately, if you're more long-term, knowing when to protect your upside profits. This has been a stock that has had significant gains this year, but ultimately we are seeing topping patterns form in the form of a head and shoulders with Freeport McMoran. So moving into volatility really quickly from last week, same basic idea. Because the market recovered the 2 sigma move, we saw the sharp increase into that big sell-off that occurred on Wednesday. Thursday was sort of the tipping point. Would the market move lower, or would we recover as we've had multiple times at this key inflection area? Obviously, the market did recover short term. Volatility fell off quite sharply. And ultimately, if you were a hedge, you could be looking to take off some of your hedges at this key trend line. This has been in place on the VIX since back in late April of last year. And ultimately, the VIX is not necessarily closed quite ever above this period for the weekly candle closures. So this was sort of a drop of your hedge, assuming that the market was able to recover, and obviously it did. Now, moving into the rest of this week, we'll go into our calendar. We'll just talk about a few potential earnings. Shift into just the S&P 100, filter that off. Ultimately, very light week. We saw the likes of Lowe's, Target, Cisco, and Nvidia. Nvidia, very important name inside both semiconductors, what's occurring in the crypto marketplace, along with the fact that it has been a name that's been on a lot of radars. We've had the stock split, major run-ups into that stock split, relatively strong earnings, and ultimately nearing, if not breaking out, its all-time highs this morning. So Nvidia remains one on watch, but we also saw the likes of Lowe's and the day prior, Home Depot. And these are both names that have had some pretty volatile moves, both pre and post earnings. It seems as if there was a lot of anticipation for Lowe's to sort of see some of the downside pressure that was reported with HD back in this earnings period. Sort of a sharp decline. A lot of people were short Lowe's into their earnings, and that, of course, was not reflected in their numbers. It was actually a relatively surprise beat in their numbers, and Lowe's had a pretty nice recovery bounce along with potential momentum moving forward into this week. So for those who are still looking for earnings plays, Lowe's might be one to watch, maybe setting up the potential for some range expansion. And obviously, this is coming off of a lot of consolidation ever since back in, looks like May, prior to its previous earnings. Also brought up Nvidia. Nvidia seeing some additional momentum post earnings as well. We're pretty much at all-time highs at this point, with the pre-market trading slightly above. We also want to note that outside of the company specifics, we do have a lot of bullish momentum and sentiment in the crypto space at this time. And this is pretty notable because we've had a strong US dollar. Often the crypto market space is not an outperformer during times of bullishness in the US dollar. Once again, with sort of the commodity mindset of the crypto space, especially with people sort of claiming Bitcoin as more of an asset as opposed to a speculative product. The correlation has often been that the strength in the dollar has led to pressure in things like Bitcoin and other alts. But what we are seeing right now is a resurgence in the crypto space, and this is against a strong dollar. So it shows the type of demand that's occurring right now to not only counter a normal inverse correlation, but also to just have a nice trending structure inside of these key crypto names. So I'll bring over Bitcoin really quickly just to show charting perspective wise. Excuse me. We've had a couple of nice daily pullbacks inside of the larger sort of counter trend that's occurring. We obviously had the full range traversal back into the 42,000s. This was our key level from the May crash lows into the first reaction highs. This pullback was very important for Bitcoin to prove range expansion. Of course, we did get that. We also saw some choppy price action near previous swing low. And now we are, of course, expanding once again into potentially another sort of choppy zone, the 51.3. Now, outside of these as just price levels, they're obviously notable in the larger term charts. You can also see them maybe not as clearly, but at least on the weekly, these are weekly candle lows, and hence they need to be respected ultimately in the structure of the daily trend. Not only are these important, but if we just take a simple fib, see if I can grab my tool, we go ahead and mark this fib from high to low, we'll note that, move this over, okay. This is not my tool of choice, so I'm always struggling to manage the different options, but just from high to low, this fib is showing that we are entering what is often called the golden pocket for a counter trend move. Ultimately, if this move is to be sustained, and ultimately if we're to look to all-time highs in this marketplace, this range here is going to be of importance for Fibonacci or just wave-based traders. Elliott wave, a lot of sort of projection technical analysis relies on some of these concepts. And you can see things like the 0.5 extension leading to a bit of choppiness. This was ultimately not a buy point for this market. You wanted to wait for that pullback to the trend line. And now as we come into 61.8, the two swing lows coincide very closely to these levels. So These are going to be markets and sort of zones to watch for crypto moving forward. And it coincides quite well with other names. If we go to ETH, and we see that, of course, different price levels, which have been marked. But once again, we take our fib tool, we extend not to the lows, but to the crash lows. We have to perform the same type of analysis, even though the price levels are different. We see the double bottom leading into this rescue operation to the upside. And we have our 0.5 to 618 range that Ethereum is both coming into and ultimately not as strong as the recovery bounce. We're seeing ultimately some choppy price action in this range. Now that's of course countered by some of our stronger names, which one of the most notable is the one that has been, excuse me, breaking out to the upside, along with claiming the number 3 spot in terms of crypto market cap, and that is Cardano. From high to low, of course, we see the same pocket, and ultimately the marketplace blew through this, pulled back into it. We of course have some more aggressive momentum trends that have formed already, and this market has exceeded all-time highs. So these are going to be important regions to watch moving forward. And of course, with stocks like Nvidia, with our very clear mining stocks, Riot, Mara, the likes of BTBT, some of the more heavily shorted but stronger momentum names, all of these are seeing gap ups this morning. And with where the marketplace is in crypto, this could easily be sort of that final overextension into the golden pocket. We'll see a lot of bullish sentiment, and ultimately very challenging spot to add or enter long, just because of the fact that it is an inflection point. So keep all these concepts in mind when you're day trading or swing trading, where we are in the asset, some of the pressures that we're seeing in the dollar, albeit we have given some of those back in the short term, and then the fact that these are critical levels for this market. This is sort of the time to shine, or ultimately the time to fail. If we fail, we'd be looking for a much deeper pullback, potentially testing the crash trading range, something in Bitcoin like the 42,000, and ultimately in Ethereum coming back to below 3,000. Obviously, we're not seeing any of that at this point, but it is something to consider if we do fail in the golden pocket. So, all right. So with that said, last but not least, last week, continuing with the bullish theme, a lot of stocks hitting new all-time highs, along with continuing just their overall trend. Microsoft seeing a lot of bullish activity over the past 2 sessions, clearing 300 and seeing a bit of overextension on the weekly, but ultimately wanting to watch and see for some shorter term weakness before stepping in short, and ultimately looking for daily pullbacks to step in long. You can see that Microsoft does respect the 20 on the weekly. We have not come back to test this area in quite a while, which shows both the bullish strength along with the overextension that's occurring. There was a return as well to the likes of Netflix, keeping in mind that Netflix is trading range bound short term, or at least medium term. But on the daily, we saw the short-term extension away from moving averages. We even had sort of like a 3 MA cross occurring here, a lot of congestion in this area, and then ultimately some range expansion occurring. This might be a name to consider, as we do have a very clear target to the upper end of the trading range. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Those are the 2 strong market leader names that had some bullish activity last week. Of course, everything else is holding up well. XLK near and at all-time highs. XLF simply pulling back from the gap up into sort of the new potential inflationary trade, giving a lot of that back. So ultimately, might be something just to watch as opposed to initiate. But we are at the 20, and our strong sector, healthcare, seeing some of that potential daily topping action, but ultimately holding so far. So market conditions are fairly strong from last week's action. We have things like the Jackson Hole event occurring later this week. That did have some news that it looks as if they're going to be hosting most of that virtual due to COVID concerns. Ultimately, marketplace has been brushing off a lot of economic risk along with just new catalyst news. These are occurring in the forms of short liquidation breaks in the market that are easily recovered, along with the fact that the marketplace does like the idea of tapering continuing, or I'm sorry, the lack of tapering continuing. Unfortunately, if COVID is to resurge and if the market goes through a very muted cycle, what we saw last year, the marketplace as a whole will obviously reward the idea that tapering is not occurring as early as projected. So this event of tapering, the fact that it's constantly in flux, has led to short-term volatility. But until we see some clear confirmation, along with the fact that a lot of the sectors and technicals are not necessarily bearish in any way, until we see those signals, the marketplace sort of has the bias of continuation. And ultimately, trading in this way has been the most successful so far. So we'll continue that theme. We'll look to see what other opportunities might occur this week. But ultimately, this is my time. So my name is Jared. This has been Engineering the Markets. Stay in tune with what's occurring this week. If we do get any information out of the Jackson Hole event, obviously look to sort of reposition or reposture accordingly. And we'll see if there's any more risk factors occurring into that event itself. So trade safe, stay tuned for pre-market prep, and see you tomorrow.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible weekend. Good morning, Norman. Welcome back.
Hey, good morning, brother. Your screen in the room is not the right one. It's the. Thank you, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for welcoming me back. I'm happy to be back. Good to see everybody. It's nice to have a little bit of time off.
Yes. I am checking the screen here. Let's see. YouTube, you guys should be
Yeah,
perfectly
YouTube's
fine.
good.
Yep. Let's just check here. Might need to refresh the room.
Well, you had your screens up. You just had you were showing the screen that we show between the two shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, now it just turned off. So let's do this. Let's go here. Let's try that again. Probably was frozen. All right, guys, one sec as our system gets going here. Might need to reset the chat room. So bear with me just a second, guys. I'm going to reset the chat. You're going to lose audio in the chat room, but we'll be right back.
YouTube, you won't notice any difference other than it boring for a couple of minutes here.
All right, here we go. As I am working this over here, thanks to Peter and Thor also for helping cover last
Absolutely.
week for,
yeah, thank
for
you guys.
and Andrew. So Andrew had a few days he couldn't trade, but he's back. He'll be trading live today. So thank you guys for that support always. All right, we'll bring this up over here. All right, there's the video to the room.
There we go. Now just audio to the room.
Yeah. And perfect.
All right. There we go. Hello.
And
Sorry,
actually, let me say that again because we're just streaming to YouTube, and Peter
Yep.
and Thor are probably not on YouTube anyway.
Yep.
So we're just thanking Peter and Thor for covering a lot of the stuff last week while Andrew and Norm, while you were out. And I know we're running a little bit late on time,
Thank
but
you guys.
we got to take time to show this here.
Oh, God.
Just how amazing this was. We know who's the real talent is when it comes to fishing. Here's your little one, which you took time to spend before.
Oh, I got skunked. He caught two. I got skunked.
Oh,
I had a big one on the line, but it got off.
Yeah, and this is his right here, right? This is his catch.
Yeah, that's his.
Ah, beautiful thing, guys. Follow Norm on Twitter. You can see more of these. It's a nice video as well. That probably wouldn't play too well here.
You got to eat it last night.
Nice. That is amazing. Yeah. So you can catch that Norm at Norm BBT. Is it BBT or Norm
at Norm BBT? Yeah.
Yep. So follow Norm there on Twitter. You can catch more of those. All right, guys, let's get to it. Today's gappers list. We have a couple of stuff in the green. You can tell Bitcoin's having a good time this morning. A lot of stuff on here is related to Bitcoin. You can see Mara, BTBT, Riot. What else? It's just a whole lot of Bitcoin stuff up nicely today. So we'll see what's going on there. On the gapping down, we have some other ones we saw last week. GoVX, which I'm not really a good fan of, is a low flow stock. We do have Uber down 3.7 and Lyft, so can't wait to dig in what's going on there, and Dash as well. So we'll see what's happening in that area. With that said, let's jump over to the SPY overall news and what's being announced today.
Yeah, I mean, don't count on me too much. I've had a week and a day or two off from the markets, and whenever I'm off like that, I try not to look at what's going on. So
that's the right
just
thing
below all-time highs. Jared went through a bunch of scenarios. What's happening? He mentioned Jackson Hole, which there will be a lot of eyes on that event. But this morning, speaking specifically of today, we've got market manufacturing and services PMI at 945, existing home sales at 10. And, it's August, so we're kind of blessed to have this kind of a gappers list, some decent stuff. There's a lot of Bitcoin undercurrents going on here. And then I see 3 of the 6 on the down list at least are due to a judge out in California striking down that law or the referendum that was passed or whatever about gig economy workers. So we'll get through that.
All right, absolutely. Right, guys, let's jump in here. Let's remove our watch list from Friday, and we will get going here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Let's look at what's gapping up today. AXSM. I've seen this stock before plenty of times. It is not a great trading stock for intraday plays. Right now, they are down up 24%. I'm saying down because the chart has been just getting killed here. But they're up today 24%, 1.9 million shares traded. So again, the volume is there. You got a nice gap up, but we've seen this stock does not trade very well. In the pre-market action right now, you're seeing that this volume is, you got 1.9, but it's really not moving nicely. At least it hasn't for the last couple of minutes. So also, keep in mind, if you are, I'm not going to keep this on my list. I just don't like a lot of things that I'm seeing here. But if you are going to keep this one, be mindful of the spread. The spread could be a little bit wide at times. And also, this thing can move, guys. Some of these candles are $2 a pop. So very, very careful when it comes to this one. Moving on down, we do have ORPH this morning. And this is one that we traded in the past as well. It is not a low flow stock. It's just a lower price stock that has moved wildly in the past. We saw this back in June where it has this huge spike. This is one that went all the way up to 80, guys, then came back down to 25. Again, just insane. Flow sitting at 28 million. So just be mindful of that. At the moment, they're up 14%. With 2.4 million shares traded, so that's not bad. We talked about this pre-market action for these, I don't want to say lower flow stock, but this one I treat it like one. You got the pop here. It's just kind of been just moving sideways with a slight downwards drop here. So I don't like the way that's moving. If you guys remember SNOA, how great that was. You had ABCD patterns after ABCD patterns. We're not seeing that here, although we're getting great volume. Now, can this thing take off and hit up to, 80, 50 bucks as we've seen in the past? Absolutely. But again, this pre-market action is not the best right now. So I'm going to put it to the side. Maybe a possible, maybe, if that. I hope this is on the worst side of our list this morning. Bitcoin's on fire, so we got a couple on here. BTCM, I know it's one of them. I'm not sure about HUD. Yes, also Bitcoin here, mining. Kara is, I forget what Kara was. But we had this on our list before in the past.
Kara's biotech.
Biotech. All right, so we'll skip on that for now. Let's just focus.
I don't see any news, but I'm not digging real deep because I'm behind, like I said. So
gotcha, no worries, man. So out of the Bitcoin stuff, guys, I'm gonna add Amara. That always trades slightly decent, so we'll add Amara on there. You can also look at Riot. They tend to get the most volume as well. They're up 6%, 250. So we'll put both of these on here. We'll fine tune that a little bit later. I know a lot of you guys, or some of you guys, like CAN. This one's, I think the volume is usually a little bit lighter and the price action is not as clean as Mara and Riot. And when I say that, I'm just comparing Bitcoin trading because overall, Mara and Riot don't trade all that clean to begin with, right? So just be mindful of that. Right, we'll stop there on as far as Bitcoin. Let's look at Kara. So Kara this morning, they're up 8%. Volume is extremely light, guys, for a biotech, only 144,000 in the pre-market. Very, very choppy at the moment. We just need more volume on this. The daily's breaking out here out of some levels that we had here, some areas of resistance. We just need this pre-market to look a little bit better. I'm going to skip it for now. If it does get better, definitely throw it back out to us. Another Bitcoin BitF here as well, BNTX. This is, I don't think this is a Bitcoin. This is a biotech.
No,
this one here, guys.
It's Beyond Tech. That's so I'll throw this out there real quick. PFE and them have the Pfizer vaccine that they created together. Excuse me. And if you're going to trade that, I usually like PFE better. PFE has a separate catalyst. They are acquiring TRIL. Which is up huge this morning, but buyouts, so not really anything interesting to RIL. TRIL. That's if you owned it on Friday, you're a happy person this morning, but I don't know other than that, other than creating a time machine, how to go grab that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but PFE and the Beyond Tech, they're supposed to get full approval on their vaccine today.
Good catalyst there.
So it's got usually, those buyouts, usually you see something down. I think that's why PFE is not up quite as much as BioNTech, but BioNTech's also a smaller company.
Yeah. How about mRNA? Is mRNA getting some of this action as well?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of the mRNA too.
Yeah. So I'm
being hopeful that they'll get full approval soon.
Yeah, usually mRNA trades a little bit better than PFE, but today PFE's got the volume and I think the better catalyst this morning. They're looking pretty good right now, up 3%, 1.5 million. We'll keep both of those on here just for.
You know how I feel about trading PFE though.
Oh yeah, PFE. I'm telling you, it can be horrible at times. All right, we'll stop here, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. We got a couple of ones on here. We got AMC as well, looking very active. We got IQ, yes, a couple of stuff down here, Hood as well, which we know trades horrible. Yeah, we'll stop here for now. Let's see what's gapping down. Go VX this morning. They're down 8.4. Again, this is a low flow stock sitting at 8 million. I don't like the gap down days after a huge run up in the pre-market like we saw on Friday. There is no shares for short, so I don't really think this is in play for what we're looking to do here. FLGC this morning. This one has been in our list up and down a couple of times here. I don't think it's traded very well. Even on a Friday's open, guys, if you remember, look how choppy this thing was. I know it had a somewhat of a decent day. Very choppy in here. Just doesn't look clean at all. So I'm going to skip it for today as well. Enman, we've seen some good trading out of this. Let's see what the pre-market action looks like this morning. Only 160,000. They are down 3.8 right now. And the pre-market is not looking any good. So we'll skip on that as well. All right, so Lyft, Uber, both down this morning. And what is Dash? Dash is DoorDash. So all delivery services.
Yeah, but
somewhat.
DoorDash, I've not seen it trade well. Maybe somebody else has, but horrible. To me, it's not great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Lyft and Uber, so we'll add these on. Definitely in play, guys. Both down 3.7. The volume is a little bit lighter than what we would like, but that's typical. We see Uber and Lyft not get great volume. Uber sometimes can be a little choppy in the pre-market. It's not a great intraday stock.
Yeah, it's really not.
You know, it could be rough at times. Both of them being down this morning, maybe that can change things a little bit. But I'm still going to put them both on a possibles list. I'm not going to add them to our main list just yet. But Uber is looking a little bit nicer today. They got 953,000. They're down here 3%. Now, Dash, on the other hand, as I mentioned, we're not even going to touch this one because it is just a horrible stock to intraday trade. It doesn't trade well at all. All right, let's go over to our chat room, guys. Let's see what we have here. No, before I do that, I know you're running behind, but do you have anything else that you like that's not on this list?
No, man. I mean, I'm right. I'm just back from being out, so.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. All right, let's start over here with...
Your screen dropped.
It did? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's the second time it just drops on its own. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to bring it back up. Hopefully I don't have to restart again.
YouTube, you guys won't notice anything. Just hang on for a second.
Not sure what's going on.
There we go.
All right, there we go. Back. Okay, so not sure why it's
dropping. At least it came back fast that time.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's start with Logan. You're giving us VVOS. What is this? This is 13 million lower price stock. Let's see what kind of float we have going on here. VVOS, a float 17 million. Yeah, this low flow is looking very active, guys, right now. 13 million, very active. You got nice little pop here. Hopefully we can hold here. I like when the low floats hold here and then they head towards the highs of the day. That is nice and dropping down. So yeah, low flow very active. We'll put that on there. Thank you for that one. Next, we have Hamish. You're giving us AMD. AMD has been great. The last couple of days, last 2 days, not so much, right? Friday obviously was brutal. There's not a lot of volume on there. But let's see what it does today. AMD definitely worth at least putting as a possible. Maybe we'll move it up on our list. Again, it's not really in play. But it's been trading well. That's why we've been keeping an eye on it. But really, it's not. AMD's doesn't have anything going on right now. CCL, on the other hand, here we're looking for a possible breakout. I just don't like the volume is so light, 267. You guys know when we're looking at CCL, American Airlines, those two travel companies, they trade very, very heavy volume. I'm not seeing that right now, just with 267. I see the possible breakout here. We are at a very important level at the moment. So maybe, not sure there's any catalyst. The volume doesn't show any that there is any. CCL, we'll put it on here, come back to it. Since we were talking about travel companies, American Airlines, yeah, nothing going on there, very light. Jason, let's look at NEO. Take a look at what's happening there. NEO, yeah, NEO is again light on volume. I do like the pre-market action as far as it's trending a little bit higher, gapping up 1.9, excuse me, almost 2% here. Trying to build a base off 37. Maybe we can get going. Yeah, I think NEO is worth taking a look at. I want to say a possible. I don't think it's really in play just yet, but it's trying to do something here. AMD, we have Futu here from Michael. Let's see what's going on there. Again, we're up 3.6. And again, I always look at the stock, but it's just a very difficult stock to trade and manage your risk. It's getting better though now at $90. It's a whole lot better than it was up here at 150-ish, right? So it's trading a little bit more calm. You're getting more volume, which is nice, right? So if you look at the volume when it was trading at 150, 170, it was just horrible. Slightly more volume, but still, you're not even getting above 10 million on a stock that's $90. So you got to be very careful here, guys. I'm still not going to add. I think it's still not great. It's getting better, yes, but it's still not a great trading stock in my opinion. Nvidia's in play, 517,000 shares traded. That's nice, and we got a nice pop here on Nvidia with a very good pre-market action, right? So this is nice. I like what I'm seeing here. I like the daily. Yeah, Nvidia's looking good, guys. Real nice this morning. We'll definitely put that on there. Macy's from Tiffany. Let's see here. Macy's, man. Last week, Norm, I'm sure you probably wasn't looking at this, but they had an incredible day. Retail trading.
They had earnings, right, last week?
Yeah, it was earnings last week, and this is the best I can ever recall. Macy's and Kohl's had a good day too, trading.
They had earnings the same day, I think.
Yeah, same day. Yeah. Volume is very light right now. Possible breakout continuation, but that's going to be tough, guys. After 2 really nice days, to get a third one in. I think that might be pushing it for Macy's. I'll put it on here.
Thank you, Nathan, for the super chat.
Nathan,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Again, all donations will be going to charity on autism for this month. So thank you for that. Yeah. And Andrew matching dollar by dollar. Norm will talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. All right, guys. So we are set Macy's here. What else we got? Nvidia is good. Neo, we have it as a possible. Did I put it as a possible? Yeah, I did. So Neo is good. Roku, we have anything going on there? Roku this morning. No, I don't think it's really in play, guys, right now. Very light volume, not much going on. Nvidia, we have Hands, JD. You know what? I'm not a fan of JD. When the Chinese stocks are in play, I'd rather look at Baba now. I think Baba is getting better volume. And actually today, they're looking pretty good as well. I'm not sure if anybody mentioned Baba, but I see a couple of you guys threw out Baba there. I think this one is probably the best Chinese trading stock. When all the Chinese stuff is going wild with everything going on over there. This one is a little bit nicer. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one on deck, guys. 987 right now. We are up slightly we're red to green move here, looking pretty good. All right, we'll stop here in our chat room. Let's take a look over on YouTube. We got a couple of minutes before we have our community event, and today's Mindful Monday, so we do have Dr. Cass right after that. Here, Baba, we have, thank you for that, Tesla, or I missed one, MXIM. What is this? No. This is not in play, guys. I mean, just don't look at this alone. You have to look at the chart. You look at the way this thing is trading, right? And it looks horrible. And also the daily's not great. So careful on that one. We have more videos showing what makes a good trading stock for the pre-market action. Tesla, not much going on. I don't think it's really in play today. So I'm going to skip on it. Disney. They have a nice pop of 1%, but no volume. I don't think they're in play neither, unless some news breaks out and they get going. Nvidia, we have, guys, looks really good this morning. Probably one of the best ones we have today. ATAI, pre-market action. No, this is no good. No volume, only less than 10,000 shares traded there. I know X was active last week, a couple of days. This morning, they're not really in play. No. BA.
Take a look at. Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, were you going to throw out this one?
Yeah, no, I was going to throw out another one, but go for that, and then I'll throw out the other one.
BA looks good, guys. I like this pop here. Volume a little bit lighter than what we would like, but 2% pop here. This is nice, man. Look at the drop on BA, by the way. Wow. Trying to get a little recovery here. BA is going on. Yeah, that's good. But which one you had, Norm?
Skills.
SKLZ.
Yeah, correct. New viewer was mentioning it earlier, and I was just letting him know that we look at these later, so I didn't want to skip over after I said we'd look at it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So SKLZ, we had this on the list a couple of times, guys. I don't really like the way this thing trades in the intraday, right? We had a good day on Friday, if you guys remember, but outside of that, it's really, really choppy. Can you get another day like this? Maybe. I'm just not a big fan of the way this stock trades. Pre-market action now looks pretty bad, but it did on Friday too, and you did have that breakout pop. I'm not sure if you're going to get that on a consistent basis, though. So, again, I'll put it on here.
This one's tough. It can be good, decent to swing trade, but I found it tough to trade intraday.
I agree 100%. Unless there's some kind of news or something that can spark it up.
It might. I have not looked into it myself, but
we'll put it on here. We'll come back. If it looks better, we can maybe leave it as a possible. But right now, it's definitely going to get dropped off. All right, guys. If you haven't done so already over on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it very much. It does help us out a ton here as we continue to grow our channel and provide this feed for you guys over on YouTube. So thank you for that. It takes you 2 seconds.
But thank you.
the world to us. And if you have not subscribed, consider doing that. We're doing this live every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., 8:30 on Friday. All right, let's go to community announcements, see what's going on in our community. Then right after that, Mindful Monday.
All right. Let's see how rough this can be since I'm not used to it. It's always tough coming back.
Yes.
Real quick, weekly rundown we do every Monday. So Monday afternoons, 2:30 with Brian talking about swing trading and what he's looking at. And then you've got the onboarding classes and the tech classes beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern with Carlos, Kyle, Mike hops in there as well to help out. So take a look at that, especially if you're new. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon, you've got trader reviews with Eamon. Success webinars Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Wednesday night, psychology at 8 p.m. Mentoring Thursday, you've got Andrew at 11 a.m. and Thor at 8 p.m. And then Crypto Friday, that is at 11 a.m. with Jared. So that's our quick weekly rundown. We're going to have to watch out, dude. You know, the old joke when kids used to call grocery stores, and I'm not saying that's what this is, but the super chats, and very much appreciate your super chat. And thank you, Shimmy. Not that's not indeed your name, but since it's a unique name, I had to read it a few times to figure out if I was going to say something bad, like, you know, paging whoever. Anyway, so thank you very much. Much appreciated. Anyway, all right, Jared. We've got tomorrow night, 8 p.m. He's going to be talking about previous day close being the king of all levels. And then next week, Thor Tape Reading 101, 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Dr. Katz, speaking of, we've got in a few minutes, and we've got him on this Wednesday, 8 p.m., doing a town hall, take 2 traders from the room. I have no idea who those are this week or if they've been selected, and we will get to hear about their trading journey. He'll moderate that conversation. We'll get to sit in and listen. All right, here is last month's charity was the American Foundation to Prevent Suicide. And as we've mentioned this month, that the donations will be going to is you guys are distracting me. See, I told you it was going to be rough. Whenever I have a week off and I come back, I always stumble through this the first day or so. Is autism research. So that's this month's. Last month, as I said, we did about $260 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and Andrew's going to match those dollar for dollar. All right. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day and trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day, post it on Twitter add commentary to it describing the trade, and tag Bearable Traders at MikeB_BBT and at Norm BBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family. Day Trading and Stock Market will announce the winner each afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And then all the trades of the day are eligible for Trade of the Week, which will be voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday on Twitter and in the room. All right. If you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat room, you can go to the website at bearabletraders.com. Scroll down, you'll see that test drive button. You can do that. Use the promo code premarket24. It'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, does not auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. You actively have to go choose to become a member after that cancels. And then also, if you want to become an elite member, you can use the promo code SUMMER40 to get 40% off the annual elite membership. Harry, thank you, sir. Good morning, Dr. Katz. I missed you last week. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing, Norm?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I know you've been texting Carlos and myself. I have been out for the last week and a half, so I'm a little behind, but good to see you. And I know you're going to be
Norm,
talking about.
I have to say, just sorry to interrupt, that props to your little guy, your son, man. The bass fishing. You're a good daddy, man. You're a good daddy.
You.
The kids got some skills, and that was really solid to see. You look very proud. He looked happy. I think you seemed prouder than he was happy, but that's how it should be when you're raising a kid. So,
well, I had to be,
best,
Doc, because I got skunked. I caught nothing. So I had, my accomplishment was getting him to catch something. So there you go.
Yeah,
but,
well, your son did text me and said, "How do I handle this dad guy? I got some skills. My dad not showing me much," and so I gave him a few pointers. I'm glad he used those effectively in his fishing day with you.
Gotcha. Well, much appreciated, man. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
All right.
Yeah,
so
Norm. Yeah,
patience and trading today, right? We're talking about patience and trading. So important. So important. Take it away.
That is correct. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, this is a topic, folks, that, Carlos and Norm have said that a lot of you have brought up, and it is a key one. A lot of people feel or have thought that they've been very patient people, and then they start trading and they question that. And that is, patience is really a virtue that is really vital to success in trading. And a large amount of patience is really required in order to go through the learning curve. So many of you out there who are pretty early in your trading career, you really need patience to wait for a trade, from where all the variables from your whole system align. And then patience, of course, is needed when in a position in order to maximize profits. So, we live in a world where we're filled with instant gratification. We want a person to answer our texts immediately. Where's the food now? We want to watch the entire season of a TV show that we can binge. Everybody wants to get things, and traders often want to get money now. So in trading, really, as well as life, instant gratification is usually the enemy of success. It really makes it impossible to excel at anything, and you really need patience and persistence to become good at something. And if you are really persistent, often it's a matter of time before you succeed to some degree. But really, without patience, you're not going to be able to be successful in any field. Warren Buffett maybe has this little outdated line, but he had a quote years ago. He said, "You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant." People really feel like their trading starts to turn around a little when they start assessing their level of patience and studying past trades and discovering how many bad trades people just entered because of their lack of patience. Lack of patience often leads people to take trades that they didn't fit their, all their entry criteria. So you have to be really selective, and you have to be willing to sit on your hands. And some of the best traders that I've worked with over time, as bored as they can get and as kind of jonesing to trade as they will be, they're willing to sit on their hands versus getting the instant gratification of getting in a trade that's low conviction or low quality. And so this is where discipline also fits in as part of patience. So how do you cultivate the art of patience in trading? That really is important. I think the first step is really getting clear on your why. You have to be really clear on why it is you're trading. If the reason why you're trading is good and strong enough, it really will be easier for you not to get carried away by your impatience. If you're trading because you like the excitement of winning and losing daily, or the satisfaction to show the world you're right on a few trades, you could have better odds, maybe playing poker. So you've got to really know what your motivation is. If you're trading because you want to able to support your family or be able to become financially independent, associating this goal with patience will remind you of why being patient is important for you and to keep from making rash decisions. It's really important to develop patience is not to focus so much on the money. Focusing on the money will activate your kind of flight or fight response and make you act in irrational ways. So I know the outcome is often geared towards a P&L, but really it should be process oriented, and you don't want to focus so much exclusively on the money. And really, patience is partly having a checklist before entering any trade. Just like a pilot taking off, you have a checklist you go through before entering any trade. When you see an opportunity, go through your checklist. You'll see it right away whether you should or shouldn't enter, in the trade. Again, we've talked about the importance of getting enough sleep. If you're not getting enough rest, you're going to be a little sleep deprived and fatigue. And when we don't get enough rest, it really robs you and steals from your patients. So that's just a natural fact. People probably know that in their interactions with other people. You're probably more likely to snap at your kid or a spouse or a significant other when you're kind of feeling fatigued. And this is where meditation or some form of exercise can have a tremendous amount of ability to be patient. It kind of helps your mind, will force you to focus meditation on the present moment. And staying focused on the present moment, you won't think so much about how much money you could make or if a position goes against you. Again, the line that I say all the time is patient aggressiveness. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but the best traders are patient, patient, patient. And then when they see an opportunity where they feel highly confident, a high conviction, a high quality trade that fits their plan, they're willing to put themselves out there from a risk reward position, sizing position. So here are some of the things patience. Listen, this is an ongoing thing for all of us. There are times in our lives we're more patient than others. There are times in people's trading careers that they're more patient. It's an ongoing effort. This is not, again, one of those binary things that you become patient and then you have it forever or not. We can all kind of tell war stories about times that we were not very patient, whether in your trading life or in your social life or personal life, and how that has hindered your ability. So take it seriously, monitor it. It's an ongoing work in progress, and everybody can get better at this if putting in the time and effort. So that's what I got for you, Norm.
Serious words of wisdom, especially the Warren Buffett quote. I will not forget that one. But thank you, Doc. Have a great week.
Okay.
We'll see you Wednesday night. Don't forget, he'll be doing a town hall Wednesday. Take care, Doc.
Got it. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Katz. Guys, give a thumbs up for that over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's look at our list here. We have Mara. Bitcoin is, again, pretty active today. We have Mara. I have Riot here as well. Both looking okay. We just have to see if they're going to be trading well today. They can trade a little bit choppy at times, but I have both of them on our list. I have PFE. They have some news. Again, we know this is not a great intraday trading stock, but we definitely have it here on the list. We have mRNA also as a possible. Nvidia is looking really good. I do like their pre-market action. They're up 1.3 this morning with some good volume. Great daily as well, breaking away from this 208 that we have here. So that's nice also there. And then we also have BA. BA, again, not incredible volume, but I do like this pop after such a couple of weeks just getting crushed here, guys, trying to find some support. Maybe last time we did this, if you remember, we had a nice little squeeze. I'm not saying that's going to happen today, but hopefully they're looking to get a nice little pop here going after finding some support here at 212. On the secondary list, I do have BABA, probably one of the better Chinese stocks. And actually, BABA, I think, is more of a main list. It looks really good, guys. 1 million shares traded. They're up almost 1%. I'm going to move them up. I think they definitely deserve to be on our main list this morning. We have NEO here, which I don't think is really in play right now. We have both Uber and Lyft. I think, let's see here. Out of Mara and Riot, I'm going to keep Mara. Let's get rid of Riot, right? We can bring Riot down as a possible. We know the Bitcoin stuff is hot today, but we'll keep Mara. PFE, I'll keep it on here. mRNA, it's okay. Nvidia, how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, one too many, but I think Uber, we got to move up Uber. Uber could be interesting today. They got great volume. They're down 3.3 right now. I think this one needs to be up there. So I have 7 so far. It's still very early, 906. Let's keep this 7. I think we can do levels for these. And then we can continue to fine tune as things move forward. Secondary list, I have NEO, not really in play. I have Lyft here. I'm going to remove Lyft. We'll look at Uber, and we'll keep Lyft in mind. We can always check on that. ORF is the volume here, 2.5, but the pre-market is still not looking very good at the moment. Just again, it's just kind of, you had this one initial pop that's, you can give credit to almost all of the 12.3 that we are doing right now, and we've just kind of been dragging down here, just kind of slamming down a little bit here. So not a whole lot pre-market action that looks great on it. I might end up dropping that one. AMD, I don't think it's really in play. I'm going to remove it from my list to make my list a little more fine-tuned. I know that Peter will be watching and he'll call it out if he sees something. CCL, guys, looking at it now, it's still not in place, so I'm going to get rid of it. Macy's, possible continuation, guys, after 2 really nice days here, including Thursday when they had earnings. Maybe they can get going. Their volume, though, just extremely light right now. SKLZ, still not looking any better, guys. I'm going to get rid of this too. Riot we have here as a secondary for Mara. Macy's, we'll keep it on here for now. Again, a little bit of a drop. Let's see if we can get some kind of pullback. Again, good days the last couple of days. And our low flow of the day so far, VVOS, guys, 16 million shares traded, up 56%. And this is looking good right now. See the difference between the ones that pop up and then they slam down. This one, did a little pop up here, got everybody's attention, got on the radar, and now it's just kind of slowly trying to hold the VWAP and some moving averages here. It looks good so far with some amazing volume. Low flow stock, guys, I think that is sitting at 17 million, so be very careful as far as your number of shares goes there. All right, let's do levels. Starting with Mara this morning. Mara, here we go. High of the pre-market, we're looking at a 38.15. We'll slam a level there. The low of the pre-market over at 36.72. We'll put a level there as well. Right now, with the price action is kind of hanging out at 37.63, slightly above that, you do have this daily resistance here over at 37.78. So we'll put that on there. You can see that the price action kind of messing with this volume a little bit. Let's see if that's going to be anything of significance there. Towards the bottom, guys, you do have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. You're pretty much covered down there. Also, you got the previous day close. You're set towards the south side. Looking up now, we are looking at a level hopefully at 39.46. There we go, 39.46, great area of resistance. You see a lot of touches also on this level. Area of resistance here. You got a lot of consolidation happening right around there. A lot of days touching it with their previous day close there at that time, and also some more here and some more here. So plenty of stuff happening there, 39.46. If we were to break out of that, as we can, you saw the last couple of days, Friday and Thursday, had a pretty nice little pop here. And Mara on the daily looks like it's been trading well. Let's see if that can continue today. Above that, we do have a level over at a 40.98, probably 41 is probably the level that's there. But 40.98, definitely a good level, just in case we're going to head towards the north side today. PFE this morning, let's get rid of some levels here as they're overlapping our highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. PFE right now, high of the pre-market, we're looking at 50.90. 50.90, and then above that we're looking at 51.84. Again, guys, I have this one on here, but I am not a big fan of the way this thing intraday trades. Hopefully today with the news and the volume they got going on, 1.8 up 3%, maybe it can prove us wrong and it can trade very well, like we know it hopefully can. Here towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are doing some good areas of support down here, so you're all set on this one when it comes to PFE. We also have mRNA here, and mRNA, guys, we've been watching this almost all last week. It has some really good days here. We've seen Brian traded, we've seen Thor traded. The daily here looks a little bit choppy, but even within here, you did have some good intraday action. So I'm hoping that can continue. We know there's a lot of news going on with all the many different vaccines and samples are coming out, and new stuff happening with also PFE involved as well. So hopefully this can also tag on to that and continue to trade very well. Above the highs of the pre-market, which it is marked already here for you, the highs there, the low is there, you're pretty much set within this area. So above this, you do have 413 right on there. That's a good level there, area of resistance. Also some support there, a lot of days touching on that as well. Slightly above that, you do have one here, obviously it's very far out, 443.53, and then all the way up here, 452.80. Now towards the bottom, guys, again, I mentioned already, tons of support happening here. I think you're pretty much set on mRNA. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia had a good day Friday, and they seem like they want to continue this here. High of the pre-market right now, 211.70. We'll slam a level there. And are we at all-time highs on Nvidia? Yes, we are, guys. And we're doing it in some real nice fashion here. We're up 1.5 at the moment. Almost 600,000 shares traded. It's looking very good today. Pre-market action for Nvidia. This is an amazing pre-market action. If you watch Nvidia quite a bit, they don't get this type of pre-market action with this great volume. So this is really good for them today. Towards the bottom, guys, you're pretty much set. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. You also have your previous day close right on there. You got a great area of resistance here. that hopefully can now become support if we do head towards the bottom. But we would love for Nvidia to stay hanging out by the all-time highs, get a couple of squeezes in there will be nice. And then towards the bottom here, below the previous day close, you do have 207.39. I'm going to slam a level there, and I think that's all you really need, because you have this one here as resistance, major resistance, right? And you also have this very close to the low of the pre-market, which is sitting at 208.16 there. So pretty good. That's all we have there. BA, guys, again, I like what they started here, but they haven't really done much after that, and the volume is still very low. I think this one is really more of a possible. I love the daily on it as well. I mean, this is a beautiful drop, guys. We probably oversold a little bit here, looking to get into some green days. It looks like, but
doji on the daily.
Yeah, I do like that, right? You know what? Let's keep it here. Norm, I agree with you. I'm gonna keep it there because the volume could come in on this one. I do love what I'm seeing here. Let's just have it there. It's one extra. It's not a big deal. High of the pre-market 216.97, and then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days here, as you can see. Slightly above that, you got a nice area of support happening here over at 221. A lot of touches, a lot of days opening and closing right around that area. So you definitely want to have that on deck. So yeah, BA, guys, again, a little lighter volume than what I would like, but I think it's worth keeping on here. Here's BABA, guys. BABA has been really, really good, very clean to trade the last couple of days with everything going on here. Right now, they're slightly up. They were in the rest. They got a good pre-market action, though. I know they're not even up 2%, but if you look at the entire move, they moved probably 2% or more already. And that is, you know, we want to account for that. That's a good move on their part. 1.1 million shares traded. Right now, highs and lows of the last two trading days are doing a good job as far as your pre-market low and your pre-market high, which is struggling to pass right now. That is the low from Thursday. Let's see, do we have anything above here? We haven't been down here in quite some time. Yeah, it's been a while. Just want to let me see if I find one level above the price action right now. Price action sitting right at 159. You can see tons of areas of support here and resistance, so that's good. But slightly above that, this is a horrible daily, by the way, so it's a little more difficult to find levels. I'm going to put one here. Don't put too much weight on this level, but there's a couple of days around 161, opening and closing on that. Nice little bounce there as well, 161.79. We're going to throw that on there just to have something towards the top before we get to our highs and lows from the last two trading days. So we got something in there that we can work with. Here is Uber, guys. Uber, again, not a great intraday trading stock, but they got great volume today. So I want to keep an eye on them. Low of the pre-market, 37.62. Towards the top, guys. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, previous day close. You're all set. They seem to be struggling here for some reason. I'm going to mark this down. 38.84. I'm just going off the pre-market, right? You can see the struggle they had there, here, and now it's trying to get above that one more time. I'm not sure if that's a daily level. It must be, because just the way it's struggling there. And if we go back here, yeah, it's an area of where they had some good support before, close to resistance, not quite. But yeah, I'm going to mark that down. Pre-market action, you're seeing there's definitely something at that 38.84. All right, guys, that is what we have. Let's take a look over here at our moderators lineup, see what's going on there. Let's see here. Let's resize this, bring this over, and we can take a look at what our moderators like this morning to start the week. So here we go. Let's start with Thor, PFE, JD, Baba, AMD, and Microsoft. Mike is looking at mRNA and Nvidia. Looks great today. Dima is looking at Apple, JD, SoFi, LI. Jared is looking at Baba, AMD, and he'll be looking at some of the Bitcoin stuff. Tiffany likes PFE, Nvidia, Baba, and Uber. No IPOs for today. And Peter is looking at AMD, JD, Uber, Apple, PFE, and Nvidia. Those last three on his secondary list. And John is looking at Nvidia and mRNA this morning. Oh, there's Brian Buzzerbeater. He's looking at Billy, PFE, Lyft, and Mara today. So nice list there as well for Brian. Guys, Brian and Andrew will be trading live in just a second here, so make sure you hit that thumbs up and just hold on as we transition over to them as they connect. We should be ready to go in just a couple of minutes. So
while you do that, I'll read out Andrew's list he just posted. He's got Uber, Lyft, ORPH, AXSM, PFE, Nvidia, and JD.
Nice. All right, guys, we're looking pretty good for this Monday morning. If you haven't done so, as Norm and I log on, I see Brian's coming on. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. It does help us out a ton. You'd be surprised how much help that little thumbs up does for us. So make sure you hit that.
Yes.
Appreciate it very much. We try to keep it above
Thank you, guys.
400. I'm not sure what the number is, but if we can keep it above 400, we're happy campers over here, Norm and I and the rest of the crew. So thank you very much. Good morning, Brian. We'll hand it over to you. And guys,
Yeah,
stay
good morning.
safe. Norm and I will be in the chat.
You got it. Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So, the market's all in the green today. And there's Andrew.
Good morning, everybody.
Looking at AXSM2. It's gapping up quite a bit, but it's looking a little weak.
How are you, Brian?
I'm very good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing well. It's good to be back in the office, losing money next to you, next to the garbage truck.
VVOS. Could be an interesting. I'm assuming this is a low float. VVOS. 17 million, not really.
ORPH is interesting, but it lost the VWAP. I don't have much hope for it to come back. When the stock is so weak in the pre-market, even though it's gapping up, it's just a little bit iffy. Pfizer is below the VWAP. That's gapping up. Why a Lyft is down? Lyft is a sympathy drop next to Uber.
Lyft and Uber are down. Yeah, not really sure why.
Uber's
Uber's
strong
picking
in the
up
market,
here.
yeah. MXIM is meh.
News. Okay.
VIP
Okay.
is-
So it had a California ruling.
Treatment of the drivers.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not good. Definitely
I
not
think
good.
it's just whether they're considered contractors or employees. It's this ongoing fight.
That's definitely not good for them. I mean, generally, well, look at them. The all-time highs at 60, 65, and they're really beaten up. It's been a year that nobody wants them.
No. Well, I think, if you look at the travel sector in general, I mean, the travel sector and the reopening sector has been really hitting the skids. You look at stocks like Expedia, or you look at CCL, which we used to trade all the time.
Yeah.
All these vacation stocks, travel stocks are all down in the basement. So I'm kind of watching them. I'm just keeping an eye on them because eventually I think they're going to pick back up again. But I'm looking for some possibility that they're actually bottoming. So yeah, the Chinese stocks seem to. There's been, as Jared pointed out, lots of big volume over the last couple of trading days, and maybe we're going to get a bit of a bounce squeeze back up here today.
ORPH, Pfizer, Lyft. Bitcoin hit 50,000, so a little bit
Yeah.
blood. Crypto.
Yeah, the chart was looking really, really good on Bitcoin. Definitely looking like it was going to break out.
Nvidia is strong. Nothing brings Nvidia down. JD. MOBA is also bouncing. Chinese stocks are getting a little bit of bounce. Guys, I shared my screen, by the way. If you want to see that, you have to change the channel, top right. Change it from Carlos to Andrew. Everyone should be able to see my screen. YouTube people, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Righty. Baba, popping up a little bit. Not much though. It's back down to the lows of 2019.
Yeah, I think so. It might. Yeah, VVOS is popping up here. Definitely. Lift
What's the float on VVOS?
17 million.
It's not that bad.
No. Lift is just chopping right now. It is above the VWAP, gapping down. It's probably going to trade a little erratically. If you look at the weekly, I mean, the last week it really had a bad week. At least Lyft did. Probably Uber the same thing. Even Friday, when the market was rallying, Lyft was down.
I'm gonna look at VVOS, but as you know, I'm really bad at trading these low float stocks. I mean, it's not low float, but it's lower price, and they tend to be a little bit flushy. You just go in there, it just flushes on you. So I'm not really 100% sure if I'm gonna trade that or not. But I'm just gonna take a look at it just because it has the really good volume and order flow. Activity is nice. And other than that, looking at the usual suspects, I mean, Uber and Lyft are kind of weird, gapping down but really recovering. ORPH is gapping up but it lost the VWAP, so holds 550. AXSM is again losing the VWAP. These stocks are gapping up and losing the VWAP in the pre-market. They're a little bit harder to trade. MXIM, delete that one. No activity. Pfizer. See what Pfizer is up to at the open. VIPS. Not a lot of activity on it yet. Nvidia, JD is running up. Billy.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Lyft is popping. I expect Lyft and Uber will probably pop up here at the open.
Again, recommendation, guys, be careful. Don't trade anything just out of boredom or you don't have anything else. Wait for your trade book. There's always another one. There's always another chance to get into that trade. So don't get the FOMO.
There's always the 920 trades.
920 trade. It's coming. Reversals. GOVX. What is GOVX doing? It wasn't the watch list. I didn't look at it. It wasn't the gappers. Yeah, it's gapping down. Yeah. Lower price gapping down. Yeah. Hard. Baba is slowly recovering. Good morning, Marvin. Priscilla, 920 trades are the famous buying and pullback reversals that.
Yeah, so, but they don't usually happen till 9 or 10:15. So just watch for strong stocks that are strong right from the open.
AMC has been in a chopping range for a while. Chop, chop.
I think I'm going to watch AXSM as well. Because it's up the most. It's up over 4% compared to Baidu, Baba. And I like the price range on it, $70. It's a little bit easier to trade. It'll get going in the pre-market, or when the market opens, I should say. Nvidia is dropping. Huh. Well, I was just comparing all the Chinese stocks. Someone had a question about why I was watching Billy instead of Baba. Yeah, I'm looking at ASM. I'm looking at Axum. It is looking pretty weak. And Vivos.
Volume on YouTube is extremely low. Carlos, someone mentioned the volume on YouTube is low. If anything you can do on that side. Hughes
Okay.
dropping. All right, so 1 minute to the open. AMC popped up. Obviously, I'm looking for a good trade with good volume and order flow. Or PHNA. VVOS is probably, and it can go either way. It can flush at the open or it can just pop up. Looks really strong now. Just put it here as well.
Lift Mara, Billy, PFE, AXSM, Nvidia, and Vivos are the ones I'm watching. The only thing I don't like about AXSM is spread is not great.
Oh, look at AMC, damn.
Is AMC going?
AMC is doing some stuff, but has been really choppy in the last couple of days. Pfizer is getting the VWAP. That's good.
Okay, here we go.
All right, so the market is open. VVOS might pop up now. Let's see.
Oof, Mara just tanked. Wow.
Everything is VVOS. Getting a small long, just as a FOMO trade on VVOS, just for fun. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm long there too.
See
I'm
if you
just
can hold it.
went long. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Let's see if you can hold it or not. Let's see if you can hold it or not. Probably not. So I'm getting out of it, actually. I shouldn't have jumping, really. That was a bad trade.
I'm just, I've got small size on it. I'm just holding it. I'm long some Billy.
Nvidia. I'm long some Nvidia at 211.75. I'm going to stick to what I know. Nvidia. See, for a 1 minute open range breakup, Nvidia long. Adding some long on it. Nvidia, it looks like it wants to pop up. Had a very strong open. What's Uber do? I mean, Matt, that was a bad idea. That was a bad trade. I shouldn't really have that. And I lost on it. So I'm long Uber at 211.40.
Here we go. Billy's through 70.
Heavy size on Uber. I want to go see if you can get it at 13.
I just sold some Billy at 70. Whew. Mara just dropped like a stone at the open. Wow. It's weird.
Come on, NVDA.
Still waiting for Billy to do something here.
NVDA, come on, yes. Long, sold, 213. Beauty. See, damn it! Why do you touch these stocks at the open? See, that's a perfect example of having a loss when you shouldn't trade. That's a perfect 1 minute open range breakup on the NVDA.
Yeah, these things have been kind of erratic.
I have this low flow garbage T-shirt, but I still just jump in without any trade book on it. Idiot, Android is you idiot. I'm holding NVDA. How far we can take this one up? I have 2,000 shares on NVDA, so. What's AMD doing? Oh, AMD had a nice pop. Thank you so much. Best. Still holding VVOS. Sorry, NVDA. See if we can go to 214, eh?
I'm still holding lift here just to see if we can get another move, but I'm kind of getting a little bit worried about it. I'm getting out of it. Lift is popping.
AMD is really nice. Really nice trading on AMD. Jared took a really nice long on AMD. Still holding Nvidia to see if we can do that. VVOS is holding 630.
Long some lift as well through 45.
I add some Nvidia here on this pullback.
Just selling some lift. Sold some lift at 45.25. Here we go. Lift is at a Camarilla point.
Lift. Adding some on NVDA. AMD might bounce back. Wow, yeah, lift is really nice.
Kind of thought it was going to pop up.
Oh, beauty on AMDA, beauty on NVDA. Selling some more here, 214.
SPY is picking up some steam here, going higher. Billy's a dog's breakfast. IWM's, your TNA should be doing okay. IWM's been picking up some steam here. Here we go.
Yes. The
lift.
IWM is doing pretty good.
All right, just selling some more lift here, 45.55.
AMD is popping up. Nice trade on AMD. Stay away from these low price stocks, guys. This low flow garbage. You can be an amazing trader, make a fortune not touching these stocks. That's so stupid. I jumped into it, that bastard garbage stocks. I'm showing that to you every single day. You can see live that you can trade NVDA, trade a smaller share size, but you can just make a consistent profit. I just right at the open. I mean, I made a mistake jumping it early, but it's just garbage stocks, man. IWM is running up. What are you up to, IWM? Lift is going down. I am NVDA, still long on NVDA. Nice. Next, right, there is a moving average coming in apparently. Oh, R4 is coming. So if Thor doesn't short NVDA, hopefully it goes up.
I'm looking for lift to go green here. There we go. Just selling some more. 45.85. 45.81 filled.
Qs went to all-time high. Damn it. I also going to IWM. IWM, do something. I'm still in NVDA. I made the loss back on that garbage on NVDA. See if NVDA can go through R2, R4. There's all, yeah. If you can get to R4, that would be nice. JD shorts. Thanks, Thor. Thanks for not shorting NVDA for me. JD short, beautiful shorts. Very, very beautiful. Settings. Beautiful short from R4. Wow. Beauty. Beautiful. Let's see if NVIDIA can get to R4. That would be nice. I still have 1,000 shares left on NVIDIA.
I still have a little bit of shares left on Lyft. Just looking to see if we can get through 46 here. Oh, AXSM was a good short. I kind of figured that was going to leak off. It's not on short selling.
Very nice, very nice. It's not easy to short this kind of stocks when they're gapping up. Thor is doing an amazing job. I remember your Apple trade as well. Really beautiful. Right at R4. AMD is ripping NVIDIA. I'm glad I'm at that. This in NVIDIA.
NVIDIA's having some problems there. It's not. Seems to be stalling out here.
Yeah, definitely had issues with 214. See what's going to happen with it. Still holding. My average is at 212. So let's see.
I shorted some AXSM at 23.15. 24.12. Sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering. It didn't hit 23.15. How do you shoot 24 yesterday?
And just to look again, there was 24.12. I got an entry on it.
Yeah. How did you short in the future? How do you do that?
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm going to cover.
Sam, come on, Nvidia.
It's going to cover some at 77.
Selling some Nvidia here. At least make my day a little bit reasonable.
2377 filled.
Pfizer is doing some stuff at this level. I'm keen to take a long on Pfizer.
And I got out of the rest of my lift at 4603.
I'm taking a long on Pfizer at 49.89. One of those trades that it seems that it's really holding this level, 49.89. Let's see if you can get to VWAP. Stop loss would be
Alcoa and X are looking interesting. Alcoa especially. Mara's going to break out here.
see if Pfizer can. VVUS is popping back up. This time it looks like it wants to go.
I'm long some Mara.
VVUS looks like it wants to pop up for the high of the day. Probably not. Let's see if Pfizer can pop up.
Oh, there goes Nvidia. Bounced off the VWAP there. Selling some Mara here at 38.49. Still going.
Pfizer, come on, Pfizer, pop up.
Here we go. I'm all out of AXSM, flat on the rest. Might bounce here. Finally, what a Billy, back up the garbage truck.
They're here. If you want, I can just throw you whatever. Anyone, if you have a garbage, they're down there. I can just help you on that. Come on, Pfizer. I don't want to throw you in the garbage. We need you.
The Nvidia is still breaking out here. It's trying to anyway.
VVUS is struggling at the level that people dump it at 650.
Just long some Mara right now. Here we go. Baba's gone red on the day. Wow.
No love for Baba, eh?
No.
No love.
Just looking for 39 on Mara.
Pfizer VWAP. Come on, Pfizer. You give us the VWAP.
I'll sell a little more Mara here at 38.70.
Still holding the Pfizer. See if we can get some movement. Although there's so many resistances up there, but we'll see. Definitely has some potential Pfizer, but Alrighty. So what do we got? Pfizer's popping up above 50. I sold on Pfizer.
Interesting. Funny how Baba's gone now. It's red. Billy's popping.
Boom. Nvidia. I'm still holding Nvidia too, so I'm gonna see what Nvidia. Oh, it did get to R4 before Thor short this. I'm getting get out of it a little bit more.
I don't know. Nvidia seems pretty strong. I'd be watching for another pop there.
IWM 1.5%. I like that. I really like IWM. No, I'm not out of Pfizer. No, I still have some Pfizer. Holding it. See if you can do. It did reject the revap, so I might get out of it. So yeah, I'm getting out of Pfizer. All out on Pfizer. It might do some stuff, but I just don't like that. So Nvidia still holding.
I added back some Mara on that pullback, on this pullback here at 38.25.
So thanks to Pfizer and Nvidia, I made my loss back, doing some stuff.
Okay, so I'm selling some of the Mara add back there, 38.48.
So you're trading Mara, right? What a drop! What a pop!
I just added back at the 9 EMA, the 9 moving average on the 2-minute chart. That was where I added back on that pullback. So if we do lose that level, I'll get out.
So let's see what Nvidia is doing at R4. Coming.
Bring out your Billy.
No, a VVOS. I gotta put that. Get that VVOS in there.
Done. All right. Here I'm just selling some more here, 38.58 on Amara. It's getting back up to where we're at the high. So let's see if we can push through here. I'll still hold some for 39 if we can get there.
ARC is popping higher. That's good. I still have some ARC too. TNA, ripping brother. Nvidia is still struggling. I'm holding a little bit of Nvidia still. I don't want to add on that, but I want to get the 215 on it. And other than that, everything else, Tesla to 700. Oh, Tesla is going up. That's why ARC is going up, huh? So I have ARC too.
I'm out of the rest of Mara. Just, whoa, wow, that was quite the drop. Double top.
Baba
Oof.
was negative, really bad.
Wow, glad I got out of that. Yeah, that was scary on Mara. That was quite the drop, wasn't it? What the heck happened there? I think it just it's trading. It is trading a little choppy. I think it was just like people saw it wasn't going to push to a new high. A bunch of traders just bailed on it.
Yes, Nvidia, huge ask at 215.
Well,
Adding a little bit more on Nvidia here actually for the break. Adding more on the Nvidia, yeah, just add some size on it just for the break. Nice,
yeah, and Nvidia's nice.
nice. You see the huge ask, guys, at 215. It's fun to watch. I wish I was adding more.
Wow, AA is going through 40.
Piece of garbage, Pfizer. And look at the Pfizer. A piece of garbage. Pfizer is gonna go for the breakup high today. Are you long still, Thor? Damn it. Let's look at this huge pop. Strong. Nvidia is coming back to my break-even point. No. I'm getting out. I'm all out on Nvidia, guys, because I added more and my average is kind of messed up. So. So I had a pretty good day. Although I missed the move on Pfizer and I lost stupidly on VDOS, but pretty much it was a really, really good day. So Jared, PDL, yeah. So Jared is gonna have a webinar tomorrow about previous day close. So definitely don't miss the Jared's webinar. That's for sure, very, very important. The king of levels. What tool did JD still really beautiful ad on JD. Very nice store, beauty.
Yeah, Pfizer's going to break out here.
Yeah, it was just.
What's not to love about Pfizer?
What a beautiful pop on it. That's the kind of the squeeze that I was hoping to get, but unfortunate that I couldn't. Pfizer, VIPS didn't do anything. Baba is still weak. Really weak. The Chinese stocks are really.
Yeah, but well, the Chinese stocks, KWEB still up, Billy's still up, Baidu and JD are in the green, but There goes Pfizer, 55.50, 50.50, I should say. It's really strong. Look at that daily on Pfizer, is amazing. I think Nvidia is going to pop.
I'm done with my day, guys. And the only thing that I'm holding right now is ARC and TNA. As you know, I'm a back holder on both of them, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, so it's just I had a pretty good day. I mean, I made the loss back on UVOS. But a trade on Nvidia, garbage is coming back up to 215, and Pfizer, although I didn't catch the big move, but turned out to be a little bit of profit on it. So for those of you on YouTube, guys, if you join us, you can see my screen live, so entries and exits in there. And remember that, guys, what you see on YouTube is delayed like 10, 15 seconds.
Wow, Lyft put in a double top there right at Friday's close, I should say.
Yeah.
And now it's selling back off again. Baba continues to sink here.
No love to Baba.
Wow, no love. Yeah, like I said in my video, I'm watching 150. 150 is an area where could get a bounce from, but this is terrible price action. JD2. Yeah, there's just still no. JD's been dropping. Just still no love for these Chinese stocks.
Yeah, really nice short on JD.
Yeah.
A little bit of pullback on everything. Qs are bouncing back a little bit.
Oh, nice short on JD Thor. And then a little bit of an add back there on the on that pop up and rejection.
That was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Beauty.
Yeah, really nice. So I'm ending my day. Positive, thank God. As you see, I had a really bad loss on VVOS. But other than that, Nvidia and Pfizer was pretty good, and ARC still going up. So we're going to see what ARC and TNA is going to do this week. Hopefully some recovery, but Nvidia is popping up. So don't go trade the garbage stocks. Nvidia is still ripping higher. Beauty. Still ripping higher.
Nvidia is still going. Yeah, Nvidia is going to be strong. Oxy is pushing. Yeah, you know what? I'm just looking at the energy stocks are popping today. XLF financials are getting a bit of a move today. Yeah, the one thing is note is the dollar is down again today. So the U.S. dollar is down. So all these material plays are getting a bit of a boost today. Gold and silver's up, oil's up on dollar
Bitcoin can solve
weakness.
this. Bitcoins can solve all the problems. Crude is up. Yeah, oil is at 65, 3%
Yeah,
pop.
I'm just gonna sell. I have some ether, Canadian. There's a Canadian stock you can trade ether. I've got. Just gonna sell a bit here.
What is it? Yeah, what's the ticker?
ETHH. It's Canadian
It's up 3%.
ETF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. It has Ethereum in there?
yeah. It's an Ethereum.
I should have bought that.
Nice. You got some Cardano, I should say. I always want to call
Nice.
it Carderos. Yeah, Jared's. Yeah, it is. It's a Ethereum A. Jared. Yeah, Jared's. Jared's big on the
Are you
on
finally get
nano.
Pfizer? God, go kill me, please.
Oh wow, it just popped hard. Um, Canadians living in
Ow.
the U.S. Um,
Are you kidding
I don't
me?
know.
Bastard.
Miriam, I don't know if you can open a Canadian. I don't know what the rules are. If you can access, if you can get a Canadian account, if you're a Canadian citizen, should be able to.
I'm gonna go shoot myself a little bit, guys. Come back soon.
Oh my God! Look at Pfizer pop here. Wow. Nvidia looks like it's going to do one of those too. Space had a nice pop up. Lyft is right at the VWAP. Might be worth playing on the long side. You might take a bit of a long here on Lyft. 45.16 filled. I don't think I'll be looking for much on this trade. The 9 moving average is at 45.30. I'll take most of it off if it gets there. All right, I'm out of lift. Just did not want to bounce at the view app. I was hoping it would. Still looks weak. Baba, yeah, Billy's bouncing a bit. Baba, yeah, it could. My concern about Baba is it's sitting right at the 9 moving average, 9 moving average right now. So let's see if it gets through there. Could go to 155 from here. Yeah, I don't like that as a bounce quite yet. It might move up, but right now it's kind of flatlining. I think it needs to consolidate a little bit more, and then maybe it might get a bounce on it. Yeah, it's still, Baba still looks a little dicey, but it is trying to hold this one sort of 53.90 level. So it might be worth going long, using that as a stop. Oh, there's lift now. Of course, didn't bounce below the VWAP. Oh, VVOS has just finally decided to pop here. I think it's actually halted, isn't it? Yeah, it's halted. VVOS is halted. Joe, what did you do here? You haven't got a oh, there, PFE, nice. Nice, you got that on the pop through 51, beautiful. Nice one. Logan, you're playing VVOS. Well, it's definitely the way to play these. Is it probably not the best idea to chase them at the open because they're pretty erratic. But once you get a pullback and you get kind of some bottoming action, at the very least you've got a level to stop out at. You can control your risk a little better.
Yeah, VVUS popped up, huh?
Yeah, it's
gonna go,
halted now.
it's gonna go to 7 probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, hard to find levels on it really. Arc is ripping higher. Jared is doing Baba. Logan, what did you do? Oh, you're still in long and pre-market on this. It did hold. VUS really nicely hold the pre-market lows somehow at around 582, 580-ish. I'm probably gonna go through 7 when it's open. Lift down, Uber, doing nothing. Nvidia 216. You think it might be 920 trade? No. Pfizer might become a 920 trade.
No, I've got some. I bought some AA. X. I should pick some up of that too. X really pulled back at the open there.
Get some
I like
Pfizer
the way
here for 920.
I like the way AA
550.
was trading better. AA seemed to be trading a little cleaner to the upside.
Brian, I did a 920 trade on Pfizer at 550.
Oh, okay.
Do you think
Why
it's a
like
good
that?
idea?
Looks like the 9. It looks like the 9 and the 20 and the VWAP are pretty close together. So actually, yeah, because I like that when the 9 and the VWAP are close together because they both tend to act as areas
But it
where
had a
you
very
expect to
erratic.
bounce.
The problem is they
Yeah,
had a really erratic move. You know, it wasn't.
that's the one that's what I don't like about this is it had this big
So I'm selling
squeeze. But
some
here you
here.
go.
I'm
Here you
selling
go.
some here. Quick, just a quick
570 is 570 looks like the 9 moving average on the 2-minute chart.
I got out some at 570. It's just 560 something. It's not 70.
Wow. Gosh. JD is just getting taken to the woodshed here. No love.
US is back. The US is back.
Wow, Tesla's had a nice move. It's back to 700. Yeah. Yeah, you must have been killing it on that one. Man, what a V reversal right at the open. 920 on Nvidia. I'd be watching it for sure.
Hector, I did trade the VUS on the backside a little bit. Popped up above 7. I sold some. Yeah, I just okay. So let me get some out of Pfizer 570. But I did trade the VUS after the halt a little bit, but not much. Hector kind of caught me on that. That you're doing something on the back. What are you doing, Ardy? No, it's stay away from it. It's horrible. See, it's really horrible.
Yeah.
Like Pfizer 920 was really nice. Let's see if you can get to 580. So I'm long at 5. Actually, the average is at 549. Popping up 575. Selling some a little bit here. So that's a 920 trade. It's not a moving average crossover. It's actually you buy at the 20 moving average, you sell at 9 and above 9 for the strong. There's a trade book on that. Maybe we should do a webinar on this. Maybe we should do a webinar on that.
Yeah, a bit of a bit of a nice double bottom there on Baba, but again, I'm it's overall it's still pretty weak.
Oh no, Pfizer, don't. Yeah, Gabriel, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do a 920 trade with Brian on that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that was about where the 20 moving average was, that 155.
Now it's pulling back. It might. Okay, so I'm getting a stopped out on it. We got something out of it.
Yeah. Wow, JD just even every bounce getting sold into. Should be some support around 62. That was Thursday's sort of close was 62.19 on JD. So if you're short, that's probably an area you should be watching.
Look at this Tesla move. Love it.
Tesla's over 700 again. Nice.
I know, nice. It's really good because I do have ARC.
Yeah.
And ARC has a lot of Tesla in it. So. Yeah, I got out of Pfizer. The 920 trade did work a little bit from 50.50 to 50.80, but it's it seems that it's really losing a steam. It might continue going higher, but it's just in an area that I'm not really a big fan of holding any longer.
Yeah. So Nvidia did do a 920 trade as well.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, just the dollar value on it is too high, and the gap between the two is pretty narrow. So I didn't do it, but yeah, it lost the 9 moving average, came back down, touched the 20, and now it's bouncing again. Ooh, Qs are still pushing higher here.
Yeah. Market is definitely strong.
Yeah, AA is continuing to push higher here. More of a swing trade probably on AA. X is looking is back up at pre-market high here.
All right. How's everybody doing? How was your day? You had a pretty good day, Brian, huh? You had nice trades.
Yeah. I got Mara. I got a nice pop on Lyft. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Hugo. Nice.
Billy wasn't so great. Interesting. Xilinx is popping up on the scanner.
So Thor, JD,
Trill.
nice short on JD. Thor, did you catch the Pfizer long too? Because you did go long. Jared, what did you do? You were trading AMD. I know your trade on AMD was really nice. Wow, that's short. Pfizer. No, I wouldn't call Pfizer an ABCD pattern because kind of now erratic. That big move up and come down. It might slowly grind higher for the day. It's a little bit creepy right now, to be honest with you. How did you do, Jared, on Baba? And can you share your screen or do a recap for us?
Yeah, look at that bounce on JD. Came pretty close to the 62.20. 62.33 was the low. We're getting a bit of a bounce here. Probably going to get a bit of a short squeeze too. Wow. Mara's trading horribly. Okay, JD's at the 9 moving average. It's also at low of Friday. Friday's low here, so yeah, take the money and run. You're right. Yeah, those drops are brutal on Mara. So you're getting a short squeeze here on JD. Might be good for a bit of a short here at 63. Just Friday's low. But it's I think we're getting a short squeeze, so I don't know that I want to trade it there. It's probably going to push higher.
Really nice, Thor. Do a recap for us. Especially the ads are really nice that you did on JD. Really nice, Thor. Beautiful.
Yeah, I like that first ad when it really sold off, and then it popped up to the 9 moving average and the
Jason
VWAP.
W.
Yeah,
Jason
and then
was also really good. Yeah.
Added to his second short. Nice. Yeah, so there's JD's rejection from yesterday's high, Friday's high, or Friday's low, I should say. Get it right at some point here.
Again.
Why does Megan come in so early? Is she trading too?
Who?
Is it Megan?
No, she comes early. Well, she comes early. She leaves earlier because I start at 6. So
you need someone there to make your coffee.
No, what are you talking about? There's so much work to do for it. No, it's good. I mean, the good thing about the beauty of trading in the morning in the Pacific time zone is you get to
enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, exactly. You finish early, and then there's so much to do. That's the beauty. The only issue is the lack of the sleep. If you don't manage it really well, really the sleep is catching up with you. But nice. Very nice, Jared. Really nice.
Yeah, and
Adam is
Nvidia
asking
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just going to say.
Adam is asking how do you. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say Nvidia's. I don't know if anyone played that, but that was a nice 920 trade. And more of a classic. You can just see how it nice, strong right up to about 10, 15, and then sort of pulled back below the 9 and used the 20 as support, and then right back up to high of day here. So that's all I was going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Adam is asking, how do you manage risk to reward at all-time high? It's really hard. It's a good question. When the stock is going like all-time high, like Nvidia right now at 216, if you go long, risk to reward is really not clear. The only way that you can trade it, like what I did at 215, I had some shares from the past, from 211, and I added more just for the squeeze because I was really confident that the break of 215 is going to happen because of big ask. And in these cases, the risk to reward is usually not very favorable for you because if it fails to crack, then it can drop more than you were expecting to get. And it did happen here. It did pop up. I sold some, and then I got stopped out at the rest at the break even. My break even point was a little bit lower because I had some shares in the back, but I added a lot on this. So generally, the risk to reward when the stock is trading at all-time high is really hard. And that's why the low float stocks are also hard too, because when you're trying to get into the breakouts, the dumps are really big and the reward might not be necessarily there.
Billy's breaking down here.
That's Peter dumping his shares at 216. That's the Mountain Pass. Peter is shorting Mountain Pass.
Peter's shorting. Wow, Mara's heading down to low of day here. What's going on with Bitcoin? Is it dropping like a stone, or is it just a Mara?
It's holding 50,000. Just it had a drop, but apparently is holding 50,000. AMD is losing VWAP.
Yeah, mRNA. What's mRNA? I haven't got that on my screen here today. Wow, it's breaking out again, eh? Jeez.
mRNA?
Yeah, I guess the still dealing with the whole virus thing. $9.20 on SPY. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it did actually happen. So it touched the 20, popped up.
Yeah. I just there's just not a lot of distance between the 9 and the 20 moving averages to you'd have to be pretty precise with it.
What you can do is you can trade SPXL, which is the leverage ETF. Is it the 3 times? Yeah, for a SPY. I did do a 920 from 120.20, but it's just 10 cents is really not enough. Generally, SPY doesn't have a big ATR, so you want to trade something that have more average through range. SPY. The indexes generally are not trading that volatile. Peter, what did you do on Nvidia? Share us your trade. Nice, Peter. Nice. Mountain pass. Very beautiful.
JD could be putting in a double bottom here. Got a level to trade against. 62.60. I've taken JD long just to see if we can get back up to maybe over 68. Tesla.
Very nice. It looks like overall market is a little bit weakening now. All the exchanges are bouncing. IWM going down. Q is still strong.
Still, I'm sitting here at 63 on JD. Come on, fill me. There we go, filled.
JD. Brian is taking a double bottom long on JD.
Yeah, just got out half there. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get out of this.
Very nice tab on the crypto tab, Jared. Good discussions about swing and crypto. Guys, make sure to check out the swing option crypto tab because Jared is asking. I can ask Ardi to come to also manage the options chat.
We've already lost the 20 moving average on Nvidia, so I think the 920 trade happened at 10:15. You might get a bounce off the view app here with Nvidia. Yeah, I did trade it a bit. I took it short. I got some out, and then I got stopped out the rest, back flat. So, but AXSM is it's kind of been choppy. So I'm just going to use the 9 moving average here for support on JD. So if it drops back down, I'll just get out of the rest. Anything below sort of 62.85. See, it's using the 9 moving average as support now. So I use a 2-minute chart here. So for anybody that's new in the room, the 920 trade is a trade that we use around 10:15. There's some educational videos in how it works. In the where would that be in the webinars, Andrew?
What about this? Yeah, it should be. I don't think we had any webinar. There are some YouTube recaps. What about this?
YouTube
What about you
recaps.
and I? You and I do the 920 trade webinar maybe in September. I prepared the
Sure.
material. You'll be there because you trade booked it, and we can share it with the members. Yeah, Carlos,
Yeah.
if you're there, maybe we can set up a time in September, and then we can get some examples because we have a lot of recaps on YouTube as well. So it's a success webinar on a Tuesday, a strategy.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I know,
But
Brian. I'll prepare the material and examples, and maybe we can discuss it together.
sure.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Excellent.
Okay, so I'm getting. I think I'm going to get out of JD just because I'm just finger on the trigger here, just because it's sitting on the 9.
They don't have much of a strength. Even Baba doesn't have much of a strength.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of. I'm getting out of the rest of my JD. So basically, 920 trade is a strong stock that's been pretty consistently strong right from the open. Around 10:15, you tend to get buyers, kind of new buyers, kind of running out of steam, and so you get a drop. The drop happens. The price goes below the 9 moving average, which is generally being used as support up to this point. So it drops below the 9, and then we watch the 20 moving average, which is below it, for support. Buy it there, and then sell back up at the 9, and then sell more at the high of day, and then sell more as it goes higher. If it does continue, but almost always they bounce back to the 9. I use a 2-minute chart. Look at JD's going to bounce now. Probably shouldn't have been so fast to stop out on it. I was still green on it.
All right. What about a recap?
Okay. I'm going to have to drop off a few minutes early.
Okay, so let's do the recap now before you leave. YouTube guys, thank you so much. Amazing. And we appreciate the like or subscribe to our channel, guys. It helps a lot. You know, a click on our like means a lot to us because, again, as we want to grow our channel, the engagement with the channel is very important. Well, thank you so much, and so we can see you tomorrow. Today we have the onboarding session, guys, and technology class. For those of you who want to sign up as an intro member, and you can go through our onboarding class and see how our community works and what are our resources. And yeah, we're happy to have you for the community. On this front, Brian, I stopped my camera. You run your camera, and
Okay.
maybe we can do a recap together.
We're dropping off of YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, everybody out there. Bye for now.